I went through chemo, I went through radiation, I had my right breast removed, I had reconstruction surgery, and I have had plenty of surgeries following having breast cancer. So, why is it important that we speak about this? Why is it important that we talk about it? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace, where I am your host, Ebony Stiff. And tonight I am in, let's see, they are brown pajamas, like a light brown tan, but they have cream hearts all over them. So that is what I'm wearing for tonight's episode. What are you wearing tonight as you listen to this episode? What pajamas are you wearing? Drop it in the comments. I would love to read about what you're wearing as you get into tonight's podcast. So tonight's podcast, it's a very sensitive topic, and the title is Cancer, It's Taking My Family. And the reason that I decided to speak on this is because I don't want to wait until October when it's a certain breast cancer month or anything like that, because this disease is really taking out our families day by day by day. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 28. I was actually misdiagnosed at first. I was told that it was something else. I advocated for myself. I was persistent. I made sure the doctor knew that I was not just taking no for an answer. I did a self breast exam. While I was in the shower, I felt a lump, and I went to the doctor and I was told that it was nothing. After continuously advocating for myself and begging them to take this lump out of my breast, they did. And unfortunately, in my situation, the doctor at first did not take out the complete lump. He just did a biopsy on it, even though I signed off for a lumpectomy. So that was the first mistake. And he didn't follow up with me. I was persistent even in my follow-up appointments because I'm like, hey, what is going on? I haven't heard anything. It's been 2 weeks. And sometimes, we're like, no news is good news. And in my case, no news would have killed me, right? So I made an appointment to go back into the doctor. Like, hey, he literally walks into the room and he says, "Oh, I'm surprised. It's some cancer in there." What does that mean? There's some cancer in there. So I was distraught. I was confused, and I was so upset with him. And then I said, well, you did a lumpectomy, right? You took the lump out, so I should be okay. Like, what's the next step? He then proceeds to tell me, no, I didn't do a lumpectomy. I decided to do a biopsy because I didn't think that there was anything wrong. So what does that mean? So that means you basically cut a tumor open and left it inside of me. So I had to be rushed into surgery, not immediately. I went to the clerk, whoever, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it correctly, the person who was checking me out at the doctor's office. She made an appointment. A few days later, I had another surgery. That surgery determined that all of the cancer was not gone. It was now rapidly spreading. At that point, I decided I needed to change doctors because number one, you weren't listening to me in the first place. Number two, you decided to make a decision for me while I was under anesthesia, while I was asleep. You decided that it was in my best interest to do a biopsy instead of a lumpectomy, what I had signed off for. And now the cancer is spreading rapidly. So to make a very long story short, I did change doctors. I was able to save my life. Here I am talking to you now. And I am now able to share my story in hopes of it will help save someone else's life, right? Because in our families, unfortunately, we are taught to be quiet about a lot of things that happens to us. And being quiet does not help us. It does not help anybody else. It's actually taking us out. It really is. It's actually taking us out. Okay. I went through chemo, I went through radiation, I had my right breast removed, I had reconstruction surgery, and I have had plenty of surgeries following having breast cancer. So, why is it important that we speak about this? Why is it important that we talk about it? You know, the first thing that doctors asked me, are you the first one in your family to have breast cancer? Because I was so young and they were trying to figure out where it came from. I was trying to figure out where it came from. Like, I don't know. I'm not the expert here. I know that I have this disease and it's mind-boggling to every physician that I met because they were trying to figure out, oh, you were 28. You don't fit the statistic. You don't fit this. You don't fit that. Well, I have it. And no, it was we never figured out where it came from. I have my own beliefs of what I think happened. I firmly believe that it was birth control. And I will say that. And that's just my belief. No, I don't have any scientific data to back that up. However, I do believe that my breast cancer stemmed from birth control. So moving right along, the doctors want to know the family history. Well, I'm not saying that I'm the first one in my family to have breast cancer, but I am the first one to speak about it and to make sure that my kids know and to make sure that their kids know and whoever else knows that maybe it did not start with me, but speaking out is going to start with me because I want to save my generation and I want to save my kids and their kids and their kids' kids and whomever else that I can. So when they go to the doctor and they say, "Hey, has anyone in your family had this?" They will say, "Yes, my mom." Or yes, my auntie. Or yes, my grandmother, my great grandmother, whatever it is. Because if we don't know, how can we help ourselves? And a lot of times it's too late. It's just too late. So if you have something in your family, if you have, something that you're dealing with, something medical, especially cancer, any type of cancer, say something. Say something to somebody to save your family. Because not only is cancer taking our family out, by us being quiet, we're going to continue to take our family out right along with it. Because we're just, I don't know why. I have no idea why. And it bothers me. It seriously bothers me that people are like, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't tell that or you shouldn't say that. Why not? Why not? So we continue to suffer in silence. We continue to let our kids get things and then they don't know where it comes from. We're just acting like it fell out of the sky. No, I don't know if my great great grandmother I don't know if they had cancer. We just don't know. And unfortunately, back then they were not afforded certain medical treatments to know or different health insurances. Maybe they didn't have the money to go to the doctor to find out, so maybe they didn't know. But I know, as far as I can go back at least to my grandmother, that if she had something, that generation, they knew. But it was always, we don't tell or we don't talk about it, and I'm just asking that we please stop that, please, because we're 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 hurting each other. We're absolutely hurting each other. And even when I was going through it, honestly, because that's what I was taught. That's what I learned. I didn't say anything to a lot of people about what I was going through. And a lot of it, honestly, because when I was going through cancer and I was going through treatment, I was just ashamed of the way that I looked. I was ashamed that I was bald, you know. I was ashamed. I was always skinny. So that wasn't, but it's a different kind of skinny when you're going through treatment. Like you look sick. And I felt like I looked sick and I didn't want anybody to see me that way, and at the end of the day, it's like, why not? why? Like, are we so wrapped up in ourselves that we're just like, you know what, we rather not tell anybody, we rather not save a life because we're worried about what we look like on the outside? And I just had to get over it. I had to get over it. It took a lot of prayer. It took me, talking to my family members, my close friends, my support system that was there for me. It took a lot for me to even just appreciate the baldness, like that I was bald, that I was beautiful. Then I started embracing it and I started taking pictures and doing all these things. And I realized that I had a whole community behind me of even strangers, So I I beg you again, and I know I said it already before, but please, please, if you have something that you're dealing with, don't be ashamed to talk about it with your family, to let them know, because you are ultimately going to save their life. Okay. Also, with cancer, I feel like early detection is best. And I know you may have heard it. It may sound cliche, but I just feel like I was 28 years old, and no, I didn't fit what the statistics said about breast cancer, but I knew something was wrong. And I went to the doctor, I followed up, I advocated for myself. So not only is early detection key, but you have to advocate for yourself. And I say that on so many things, on so many other platforms, but advocate for yourself. You have to talk up for yourself. Nobody knows your body better than you. So definitely speak up for yourself. Don't just let them tell you anything, because if there's a lump growing, if there's something on your body that was not there, that you were not born with, don't let them tell you you don't fit the statistic and send you home. If they send you home, go somewhere else and keep advocating for yourself until you find someone that is going to listen to you, that is going to help you save your life and save your legacy and save your children's lives and your children's children and all of those things. So the first thing, what do we got to do? We got to speak up. We have to have those conversations. Then we have to seek treatment, advocate for yourself. And I shouldn't say seek treatment, because some people, they don't want to get treatment, and that is completely fine. So seek advice, seek a professional opinion. And if you don't like what you're hearing, and if they're not listening to you, go somewhere else until you get the answers that you deserve. Once you have done those 2 steps, I decided to follow through with the treatment plan that was given to me. I'm not saying that you have to follow through with the treatment plan that's given to you. I'm telling you to make an educated decision with the information that you have. So once you have the information of whatever type of, and I'm speaking about cancer, that you've been diagnosed with, get as much information as you can. Get as much knowledge as you can about it. Talk to someone who has experienced it. Do what you have to do. I talk to God a lot, a lot. God was probably sick of me, like, girl, I heard you. I got you. You healed. Just do what you need to do. I got you on the other side. Just relax. I was like, God, you sure? We ready? And do what you have to do. Talk to whomever it is. Get your spiritual guidance. Get your knowledge. And then once you have the knowledge, make an educated decision about whatever it is that you're going to do. But make an educated decision with all the knowledge that you have. Once you do that, I want you to allow yourself to be sick. That does not sound normal, right? What do you mean allow yourself to be sick? So a lot of times when you're going through treatment, if you take that route, I took the route to do chemo and radiation. And while I was going through those things, I wanted so bad to feel normal. I wanted so bad to feel like myself, to where I almost pushed myself to where I was going to be even more. I was not going to be in a good place physically. I was going to be sicker than I was already, because that takes such a toll on your body. And I just had to allow myself to be sick. So what did that mean? What does that mean? It means if I had to sleep, I slept almost 24 hours sometimes. Like, I had no energy to get up. I had no energy to do anything. And I thank God for my support system that was there to help me, because I did have two young children at the time that needed me. So I had to allow myself to be sick so that I could get better. So I had to stop forcing myself to try to get up when I felt weak, because it was just making me dizzy and making me fall back down. I had to allow myself to, you know, vomit. And I had to allow myself, honestly, at sometimes, to put on a diaper, because things were just happening in my body that I had no control of. Fluid was being released that I had no control of. And as bad as I wanted to feel normal in that moment, doing things to try to make me feel normal and doing things before my body was fully recuperated was actually hurting me. So I had to learn that it was okay to sleep. It was okay to not feel good. It was okay to experience the things that I was experiencing, because there was light at the end of the tunnel. There were better days ahead that God had promised me. So I had to go through what I had to go through, but I had to allow myself to go through that. And I had to also educate the people that were helping me, because they love you, right? They want to see you at your best. They want to see you normal, whatever that is. They don't want to see you sick. So not only are you trying to feel better for yourself, but you're trying to feel better and do things for the people that you love. And I had to explain to them that I'm going to be sick for a while, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to be better, but I have to be sick. So if you have someone in your family or in your life that's going through cancer treatments, allow them to be sick. They're going to be okay. Allow them that time that they need to heal, because the body does need rest to heal. So we're resting while we're going through this experience. Our body is going through a traumatic experience, and we need rest. Another thing, allow people to help you. If you're like me, that's very hard. It was very hard for me to accept help. And I was in a position where I almost didn't have a choice. Some people still drive to their treatments. I was trying to do that. That was not a good idea. There were times where I just was like, I got it. And I really didn't have it. I really, really didn't have it. And I had to rely on others. So that was something for me that I had to just do and accept the fact that I needed help. And it's okay to let people help you. It really is okay. And the last thing that I want to say is take care of your mental. Take care of your mental, because going through cancer, your family going through it with you, even though you may feel good some days. And even when it's over, like when it's over, you ring the bell, you're feeling good, you're in remission, you're going to the doctor appointments, and they're telling you everything is good. I still struggle with some things mentally sometimes. And I have to catch myself, and I have to pray, and I have to remind myself this is not what God promised you. So why are you worried about it? However, it's okay to get a counselor to help you through the mental process of everything that's going on, because life just really hit you like a ton of bricks with the C word, with cancer. And even after it's over, you still like, if we're honestly speaking, like if I feel a bump or a lump, I'm like, doctor, I'm feeling this. I'm coming in tomorrow. I'm coming in the next day. Whenever you have an appointment, even with my children, I'm like, do you feel anything? Does that feel normal? If it doesn't, you have to let me know so that we can actually get it checked out. I'm just a firm believer in that, catching it early, getting a treatment plan together, and living life to the fullest, living the good life that we all deserve to live. So we are not going to continue to let cancer take our family. We're going to start by speaking up. We're going to get started by having early detection. We're going to make a plan. We're going to get educated. We're going to make educated decisions. We're going to allow ourselves to be sick. And we are going to take care of our mental capacity. That's what we're going to do. And I'm excited that we're going to do that. And if you need help about anything, contact me. Seriously. You can leave a comment. My contact information is always available. I always read every comment that someone puts down. If you want to inbox me, feel free to do that. At the end of all of this, well, it's not even the end. It's the beginning for some. I have my Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization where we actually help people who've experienced medical trauma, such as cancer, but that is not the only thing. And we also help their support system because we're only as strong as our support system. So to our support system, thank you. We could not be here without you. We absolutely, absolutely love you and adore you. And until next time, I love you guys. And we are going to kick cancer's butt together. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. You can find me bi-weekly on the Alive Podcast Network or anywhere that you listen to your podcast. Until next time, speak now and never hold your peace.